welcome to my YouTube. I am so excited to be filming this. Honestly, Marcus has been on at me for maybe around a year to be like, start a YouTube. And I'm like, no. But now I finally want to. Now I'm finally ready and I'm so excited to be here. So I'm gonna just start off with a Q&A to just ease me in, answer all the questions from Instagram. I had so many questions about whether I'm having more children and like, am I gonna have another baby after the wedding? All those sorts of questions. And to be honest with you, I love babies. I love babies so much. I was surprised I didn't have babies sooner. I mean, I had them pretty soon. I had them at 20 and 21. But I do love everything about babies. I think pregnancy and birth as well, beautiful, love every aspect of it. And to answer your question in the sense, I couldn't ever dream of not being pregnant again or giving birth again. In an ideal world, I wanted to have one in the next year or two. But now I actually changed my mind, because never in a million years I think I'd be a businesswoman, a career woman. And now I want to get my career sorted and settled before I have another baby. Because growing up, literally all I ever wanted to do was be a wife and a mother, and like now look how my tables have turned. Like, I did not realize this was the path for me. So in a roundabout way, yes, I absolutely will, but I just don't think it'll be in the next 2 years like I thought it would be. I definitely think it'll be quite a lot further down the line now. Moving on, I had so many questions about the ring. Now, I've not purposely not shown you the ring for any other reason that I never thought that was the important part. I thought the important part was, oh my God, I'm now, like, Marcus proposed and now I'm getting married. Like, that was like, that's the exciting bit. But everyone's like, why aren't you showing us the ring? And absolutely going angry at me about it. Getting angry at me for it. That is the ring. Hopefully you can see that. Beautiful thing in the entire world. It wasn't even straight. There you go, that's the ring. I love this so much because this has so much meaning behind it. This is, oh my God, I'm getting married to Marcus. So I actually don't mind wearing this ring, and I love it with every piece of my heart because of what it means. Someone asked me if what it was like moving from a small town in Suffolk to a big city. Now I would say, so I grew up in Stowmarket, so obviously you got like Ipswich and Bury, St Edmunds near you, and that's like it, you know, Colchester and things, but you know, nothing was like too crazy, and it was very small and it was quiet and it was nice. And moving to Bristol, I moved into the heart of it. So when I first moved here, I don't know if any of you know Bristol, but the McDonald's in the city centre, and then you got the two big roads. I then lived in them flats over there, so I lived right in the heart of it. And I'd say for the first 4 months, hated it. I hated moving. I didn't hate moving here, but I didn't have anything familiar. I was in a big city. Whereas I'm used to, and I'm very much a home person. I love being at home. I just feel so safe at home, and it's warm and it's nice and it's got all the things I like in it. So I actually love being at home. So it took me for the first year. So I didn't initially like it. I had to adapt. But saying that now, we still chose to move back out to the countryside a bit, to where we live now, because being in the city, there's so much crime. And having two children, two little girls, I didn't want them to be raised in a city. Like Marcus always says to me, is like, oh, if you were raised in a city, you'd be a different person. And I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe. We guess we'll never know. And I didn't want my girls to be raised in that life and the crazy things that go on there. Like, that's not what I wanted for them. We lived in the city for a few years after, like round about the city, and I got used to it and it was fine. I just think it's like nothing's familiar. Like, I know when I moved from our old house to this house, I was like, oh right, I didn't really enjoy it for the first 6 months because it didn't feel like home because it wasn't familiar. So I feel like I just need to familiarise myself with things, and then I'm fine with it. Now, like, Bristol's my home, and this home now feels like my home. Like, I can't even remember our old house in Lyde Green. I probably will never move back. All worked out in the end. Obviously I could never go home now because obviously I would never take the girls away from Marcus. So regardless of my future will always be here. Someone asked what sort of wedding I want. Me and Marcus both definitely have very different ideas of what we want for our weddings. Now, he wants a beautiful wedding abroad, somewhere in like Italy or something beautiful and amazing. Whereas I love a classic British English wedding. You know, I'm a very English sort of person, obviously. But I like, do you know what I mean? I don't, like, going on holiday doesn't massively excite me. I'm like, bloody hell, I've got 5 million things I'll have to pack, and then I'll have to unpack it when I get home, and you've got to get there and get back. I'm like, it's just a bother to me. I don't care how lovely it is when you're there, unless it's something that blows my mind. The only thing I'm there for is the temperature, because everything else is half about the same. The beach might look a bit nicer. Cool. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to travel 15 hours for a nicer beach. So maybe I just haven't been anywhere like crazy yet. Maybe I just need to go somewhere more fun. Totally off track. But so yeah, and because, you know, Marcus loves me dearly, we will obviously have the wedding that I'd like. And he's happy to have an English wedding, because then you go on a honeymoon anyway. Why are you being greedy? So, and do you know what the biggest thing about an abroad wedding is I want every single family member I've ever known at my wedding. I think it is so beautiful, the fact that they've watched me grow up into this adult human being and then can come to my wedding and watch me get married. There's something so beautiful in that, and not everyone can afford to go on holiday just to come to my wedding. So that's why I think I really want an English-British wedding. I've discussed a few venues already. And you know what? Someone weirdly tagged the venue we were looking at, we thought we might have. We haven't looked at anything yet. But someone tagged me on TikTok on the venue that we had thought about. And I was like, you guys are predicting my future, stop it. Lots of people were asking if I knew about the engagement, and obviously if you watch me on TikTok, you know I knew about the engagement. And then loads of people were asking why I knew about the engagement. It's because, you know, like, me and Marcus are absolutely best friends of this world. Like, he couldn't keep a secret from me. He got the ring when I went back to Stowmarket, and then I was like, oh, what are you doing tonight? And obviously he can't lie to me. Like, he just can't lie to me because we're lovers. So yeah, but the thing is, I think it was perfect. I loved knowing. If I was to do it again, I'd still choose to know. Because when we woke up on our engagement day morning, the little butterflies in our belly, the excitement we had, I would have been none of the wiser, and he would have had that on his own. Like, I would have been jealous, and like, I wanted that excitement. So yeah, I did know, and I loved that I knew. Someone then asked, what does my Christmas morning look like? Now, growing up, it was always the classic waking up probably like 6 a.m. Had to wait for my dad to get out of bed, because otherwise we couldn't open our presents unless he was there watching. Now, like, I'd have to wait for him to make his coffee or whatever, but then we'd always open our presents first thing in the morning. Like, people are crazy when they wait till like 4 p.m. after the Queen's speech or something. RIP, will be the kings. So we'd like first thing, and then the only thing is, like, I loved everything about our Christmases. My mum would let me and my brother open our presents first, but she'd just make us take it in turns so that she could see. Oh, I don't know why she even needed to see, to be honest, because she brought them, but maybe it's to show my dad. Yeah, so we had to open them one by one. So I'd open a present, then he'd open a present, and then I would. And then we'd mumble around with our presents for a bit, and we'd always go to my nanny's house, because Christmas at home, we did it one year. Christmas at our house is not Christmas. We needed to go to nanny's house, like Nanny, my absolute love of this world. We had to go. We always go to Nanny's house, because then it's more Christmassy to spend it with your family. This year now, like, our Christmas look different. I mean, I still do the same sort of thing. We wake up and the kids will open their Christmas presents straight away. And then last year we actually had Christmas at ours for the first time, because we moved into our new house. But we'd usually go to Marcus's mum's, obviously because they're in Bristol, and then we go back to see my family on the Boxing Day, and stay there for a few days. So, but the thing is, like, if we were to spend Christmas here, just me, Marcus, and the two girls, Barney and Rusty, horrific. I would be like, that's not Christmas Day. Christmas Day is being with all your family. It's like a rare time, like, because you'd never all get together, and I think that's magical. Someone asked where my dress was from. Now I don't buy expensive things, and a lot of you might not even think this is expensive, but I'm not into designer. I'm not into anything that costs more than £20 really. But the dress I bought was from Club L London, and it was like £80, and I was like, oh, I've been so naughty. I was really umming and ahhing about it, because it's not a dress that I'd ever re-wear. It's not something I'd usually go for, but I wanted that beautiful timeless look. So when we look back in like 50 years time, be like, yeah, still fit. It was the most beautiful, perfect dress ever. I would pick that dress again 5 million times over. I felt so pretty on that day. So it's from, I don't know if I said to you already, it's from Club L London. And yeah, I'll keep it forever and hopefully give it to my girls one day. Right guys, that is all the questions I'm going to answer, because I'm well aware I've spoken about 5 million words. But if you got to the end, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to be back so soon.